needs a translation from English to Portuguese.
Yeah. That's great. Thanks so much. Thanks. Okay, who wants to kick us off, everyone? Yep. Okay.
Hey Sarina.
Hi.
It probably wasn't quite the homecoming you wanted in terms of the result. I know you want to win every game, but yeah, what are your kind of emotions post match?
Yes, of course, you hope another result, but I think this was a very good game to start with again after the Euros. Very good opponent. Also, of course, a South American opponent, so that's really what we want because that's different, more emotional, I would say more extrovert. And yeah, we need to. It's good for us to have that in front of us. They played very direct, and yeah, I think of course we want to get a better result, but I also think that we got a lot of challenges in this game that we really need to experience. That we know that what we can improve, and I think some things we did really well, and I think some things we didn't do well. And that's really good to see because if you play an opponent that doesn't give you those challenges, then you're not going to learn enough.
And obviously, someone who was experiencing it for the first time was Chiara Keating, making her debut here, obviously with the home of her childhood club.
Yeah.
It felt quite harsh actually for her to have conceded twice in 18 minutes because it didn't feel like she was at fault for either goal. But you know, did you feel a little bit sorry for her in that sense? Did you have to talk to her about it?
I felt sorry for all of us and for the fans also. Now, I think we knew exactly what we wanted to do, and that was skip their first press because that's what they want to do. And then if they win it there, they are really good in the counter-attack, and that's what we had twice. So the first time, of course, Chiara played out. We lost the ball, but then we win duels, and they were gone, scored a goal. And the second time, we had a square pass, which if you play a square pass against them, they're on it and they're gone. So that's a team thing, and that was not part of our game plan. But before even that, we had some moments that we did skip. We did go into Alessia and come underneath and in behind, and then we became very dangerous, and that's what we saw even before they got the red card. We had a couple of times, and that's actually what we really wanted because you have to get behind them because they're so powerful and want to go forward. So yes, that was harsh. How we came back again was pretty good. We kept playing football and we took out these square passes. But of course, when they got the red cards, we dominated the game. But we just wanted to execute our we had many opportunities, but the decision making we just need to do a bit better in the execution too. So I thought at moments, even more in the first half, at moments a bit sloppy too.
I know you're sick to death of talking about Maya Letitia, but we saw her in both
I'm
roles.
not sick of that though.
Okay, good. But we saw her in both roles today, obviously starting at right back, moving into centre-back. It was just interesting hearing from the Brazil manager. He was saying that Jess Carter had a lot of the ball when they went down to 10 men. So I was thinking, the fact that you brought on Lucy but kept Maya at centre-back, who maybe had a bit more time on the ball. What did you like from her in both roles, and was that something that you were wanting?
Yeah, I think with Maya, what we want, she also wants to go forward, and that's what we tried to do the first half. We had a bit too many turnovers, I think. The second half that went a bit better, but then the spaces were a little less because how they changed their shape and their style, or not their style, but how they tactically solved that. So there was a little less space, and Jess, of course, came in. I think the team also needed to move a little quicker and give more options. And at the second half, we did that a bit better, but still, we didn't. We created opportunities, but we a little too less in chances. But with Maya going forward, that's really what we wanted. Moments read a little. Okay, when do I press? When do I support the centre backs? But that's really good. And in the second half, we wanted her to go higher, but they changed a little again, so we get also space on the left side, whereas May could step in and just cross the pitch. And I think we tried, but I think we could have done a bit better in those moments.
Hi, Sarina. Hi. This is the fourth game in a row where England have conceded the first goal. Why do you think that's happening? Why are England starting games slowly?
Start slow. We make these mistakes. if I knew why, then I would have solved it straight away. Because I don't like to get behind. No one in our team likes to get behind. I just can say what I see, and I think our decision-making and execution, these moments, we help them to get the counter-attack and score 2 goals. And that's what I'm talking about all the time. So, I'm going to think about and review it again, and if I can solve it, I'll do it straight away.
So there's no even theories about why specifically at the start of the game those mistakes seem to be happening more often?
Yeah, you can keep asking the question, but I'm not having a solution. I just told you I don't have the solution. I just see the execution. We play a square pass and they're gone. We play a little bit too short and then we lose duels. That's what I saw happening. And yeah, we have to do that better. And I think after that we did a lot better. But you want to start like that. Absolutely, I agree with you.
And speaking of solutions, do you have any on maybe England breaking down a defence of 10 players better? Are you concerned at all that England could only score once in 70 minutes against 10 players?
We don't have had many situations that we play against 10. I think we created some opportunities. It's just the execution, the final pass. So it's about decision making in the final third, and then the execution that needed to be aligned a little better. We did get some opportunities, hit the crossbar. You don't get that many chances, even when you play against them, because they did drop a lot deeper, and you've seen their physicality. They have very tall and very physical players. So that's why we tried also many times to keep playing football. Don't cross too early, we just have to do those things a little better and get aligned.
Thanks. Can I just very quickly, by the end we saw Ajiman, Russo and Beaver Jones all playing together up front. Is that sort of a trio we could see again going forward, or is that more kind of dependent on the match situation?
Yeah, Badmeet was there too, still. They were all on the pitch. We brought more attacking players. We didn't go with 2 centre forwards next to each other, more behind each other, because they kept playing one-on-one in those moments. You've seen them all the time, also in the tournament. So if they keep performing really well and with their club and with us, yes, you probably see them more. I hope even more players come through. That gives me headaches to see who are the best forwards for England to bring in the squad.
Thanks, Kip. Where's Catherine and Amy, please?
Hi, Sarina. You said you're expecting Brazil to be physical, obviously a friendly game. It didn't feel very friendly at times, of red card, penalty, a couple of moments where players were maybe involved in a bit of a scuffle, kind of, with each other. How did you think your team dealt with Brazil's physicality? And you also mentioned maybe the emotion of the game. Obviously, Brazil were very happy when the goals went in, kind of celebrating quite a lot as well.
Yeah, well, you can't control their celebrations, can you? So we don't pay any attention on that. You just know that's the mentality of them, and that's South American. We know that, and it's very good to experience that, and then stay composed and keep thinking and keep taking action what we can control, and that's playing our game as good as possible. Maybe in the first part of the game, that physicality we had to adapt to that. That's not that we always. What we have in our team. We want to move the ball, which they can do pretty well too, but they want to physicality. Coming back on your question,
Do you think your team kind of dealt
I
with
think the physical. Well, that first goal, we didn't deal well enough with that. I think later on we did, and of course then that's hard to say now. At moments we did win duels, we did play duels. We struggled a little bit in the beginning, but also at moments now, of course, the second half we had an extra player, so then sometimes you can win the second balls a bit better too.
Amy?
Hi, Sarina. You mentioned in your press conference yesterday that you'd already made the decision about the goalkeeper for today. I just wondered why you went with Chiara and what you liked about her debut.
Yeah, Chiara, I think she's a very, very talented player. She has been with us for a while and also, of course, played with the under-23s. So she has shown how talented she is, and now she got an opportunity to make her debut. Of course, it was a hard start of the game, but I think she dealt really well with that and played. And what you saw the second half, of course, she didn't get that many actions, but then it's even harder for the goalkeeper to be there when it's needed. and I think that was good. And also at moments that when they jumped, so when we are in possession, that she stayed calm and played out when the opportunity was there to play out, because we had an overload then. So, yeah, I think we can be happy with her debut.
And you mentioned yesterday about the friendlies over the course of the next couple of months being a good time to experiment and see different things. Have you got in your head, like, there are certain games where you're kind of balancing how many changes and how many opportunities you want to give out? Like, did you think about experimenting a little bit more today, or were you happy with all the opportunities you gave out?
Yeah, I think today, of course, we brought players in the squad that are in our environment for the first time. So let's see how they adapt to the situation. I think this game gave us so many challenges and moving forward that I decided to together with technical staff, of course, we always do it together, to keep it with the substitutes we had today. Yes, I'm thinking of that all the time. For like the 4 games, we have opportunities. But then it starts with availability of players, and who is available and who is on the moment do we think are the best players to bring in the squad.
Hi, Sarina. You said before the game that Maya is playing at right back because of how the team is built, the dynamics. Is that because you have more players at centre back? So is the reason that Maya plays at right back is because you have a lack of depth in that position?
Yeah, it's lack of depth. I think we have players, but Lucy is still building. Neve is still building. Alice can play that. I think at moments, what do you need in the game? And I definitely keep thinking that she can play right back, and I know she can play centre back too. So it's now what the game asked, a bit managing of minutes, what I wanted from her on the right side and in the centre back side. So we keep it, and this is the exact period to try it. We keep experimenting with that. And availability of players, what I just said too.
Yeah, so building to, the World Cup 2027 long term, it would make sense that if Maya Letitia is Lucy Bronze's understudy, is that you are developing her in that position. Is that your... to explain
that could be one option, of course. And at the same time, there's 2 years to go. I hope that we have many players that are going to challenge for that position. At this moment, we have a couple, and would like to have some more to challenge that position. So it's a little bit too early, but of course, that's one of the reasons at this moment also.
Thanks, Charlotte. Anton, we'll take one from you, and then we'll just go behind Charlotte.
Normally, you start with the questions.
I know, I'm sorry, I was late, sorry. Susie asked on Friday about whether you'll learn something from a loss, and that seems to be the message from the players. But I'm just wondering, your response was, we want to win every game. Does today hurt? Because that was a physical game, it was a tasty game, and yet your players walked away with a defeat. It doesn't. No one's really talking about actually how much this sort of bothers them today.
No, but of course when you go out on the pitch, you go out there to win. You always want to win, but at the same time, and yes, it hurts because that's the environment we are in. You go out on the pitch to win the game, so it's never nice to lose a game. But at the same time, we know these are not the Euros and it's not the World Cup, so there's there's no consequences, and you can take some opportunities to try out things, and to like when you're in the tournament, you always sub to win, and now you also want to try out things and see where we're at this moment and moving forwards. So that's the little tweak you have on it. But yes, it's a lot better to win. It feels a lot better to win. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, we'll call it a day there. We'll see many of you at St George's Park Monday.
Thank you.